the thing is, to be honest, I never had like that long stop, so I don't know what does like ring rust mean. Uh, for me, a fight is close to sparring, to a hard sparring session, you
Wow.
know, and this is what we go through the whole camp, you know, except of the crowd, and except that you just have only one train, one sparring partner, not 10.
What about
And
all
not
the what about the people though, and the knowing that millions are watching on television? That doesn't add to it.
every fighter have to deal with this. Like people are different, and fighters also deal different with this. You know, me it doesn't affect me that much. Of course, there is. Of course, it's not a sparring session. You know,
Right.
it's something with a result, which stays, which remains. And of course, you have many people watching you and waiting for this. And you don't want to disappoint any one of them, you know, your
Yeah.
supporters, everyone who loves you watching. So
Yeah.
but what do we have, what do we can do is the only thing what we have is the time and the circumstances which God have given us. And in this time we have to prepare, we have to do and give our best, and at the end of the day we have these 15 minutes. As long we give our best, as long you cannot blame yourself and not look back and say, oh, I could have done something better, or why did I do this, why didn't I go sleep early, why did I skip this training session, why blah blah blah, why I didn't
Right.
give everything in the fight, why I gave up, blah blah blah. As long you you cannot do this, you can't blame yourself for any result, and you have to be alhamdulillah for any decision Allah have done, have made for us, God have made for us. Yes.
You know, Atman, anyone that has ever watched you fight knows, especially since you've come to the UFC, you fight and it's like it's nothing but spectacular highlights. It's performance bonuses. You know, that's just like what you do. Um, you going in there to put on a show. You know, we're kind of you're going in there to remind everybody who you are and that you are one of the best fighters. I know you want a title shot. Is it more about is it more than just winning? Is it also about putting on a spectacular show for Dana White and for the matchmakers?
If look, first goal for every fighter is to win,
Right.
but you have also to take into consideration that you have to win in a way like a warrior, like
Right.
a fighter, you know. uh, if you compare fighting earlier and now, you will see like too much things are different, too much strategies, too much, you know what I mean, or like it it's analytics. It's okay, yes, we have to adapt to the time, but at the end of the day we have to fight, and we have to give the people what they want to see, you know.
Right.
For me, I want always to try to go to my limits with the abilities which God have gave me, to
Yeah.
give the best, to give my best, to put everything into this fight. And however, to use all my skills,
Right.
whether it goes to the ground or whether I have to wrestle, whether I stand up, but like not like just trying to force all going over the rounds, to just making points and winning the fight, or punch and go away, or take down and stand up, control and stand up, or you know, it's not about counting the points. If you compare like back then to the warriors, to the fighters, to the gladiators, it was you go in, one of both go out. Okay,
Right.
this is maybe a bad comparison, but at the end of the day, it's fighting. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
It's
do.
about it's about winning, and back then there was no points. But I say, to be honest, I prepare for these 15 minutes, and I go for having fun and enjoying the whole rounds. I don't go for a knockout. I don't know what, you know, I go for the fight, and everything else happens in the fight. No one can predict anything.
Your division obviously has a new champion, and I know somebody that you know. Um, what do you think of Islam as champion? And
I'm
a lot of people have said that nobody matches up well with this guy. I feel like that you probably think you do, though.
matches up. What means like nobody is good to match up with him? You mean?
Yeah, that's what I hear. It seems like a lot of people say that, Atman, like, he's just too good on the ground and nobody.
Alhamdulillah, this guy, I'm so happy. This was one of the biggest gifts and moments which made me happy this year that he became champion.
Really?
I Yes, of course, Islam is like a brother for me,
Yeah.
and I really was like praying for him to win, and I was
Wow.
so happy that he won. Uh, I wished both fighters to be safe at the end of
Yes.
the fight, but I wish that my brother Islam win, and I'm very happy that he won.
Yeah.
And yes, if the people says that there are not so many people who match with him in the top
Yeah.
10 or in the roster, yeah, he's a champion for a reason.
Right. Yeah.
But to compare with me or to say me match up with him, brother, this is my brother. This I don't think about this. Like I said, brother, if someone think for me, it's if he's champion, as long as he's champion and has the belt, to have a Gucci belt or another belt from Louis or from Hugo or from Ross
Yeah.
is more important than to have his belt. You know.
Real. So are
Yes.
you saying not mine? And I think I was just going to ask you that. How do you deal with your brother, your friend, having something that you want, but you obviously don't want to take it from him? So you will not fight for the title while Islam is champion.
Uh, First of all, I didn't say I wanted, so
Okay.
don't say me. I
No, no.
I didn't say
Well,
I wanted.
you want to be
I
champion is
don't
what
know.
I mean.
I
Not
don't
his
know.
belt. You want to be champion.
Look, everyone have goals.
Yeah.
Some people say their goals. Some people keep it for themselves. I'm
Okay.
someone
Fair.
who keeps from themselves for myself. But if I start dreaming about this, I will let you know. No, just kidding.
Okay.
No, no, no. Even if I want it like hard, if he has it, for me is my brother have it is
Yeah.
no problem.
Understood.
You know,
I'm going to get you out of here on this one, Ahmad, and thank you so much for your time. What is Matt Frevola? What does he bring? Does he present any sort of challenge to you? And if so, what is that challenge?
of course, every fight is a challenge.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate anyone. You know, I mean, even on the street. Okay, we are not street fighters. You never know. No, just kidding. But no, you know, even if you have like someone who is not a fighter, if you come with him like in a situation where he feel like offended
Yeah.
and he want to defend himself, he can throw a lucky punch and knock you
Right.
out. So you cannot underestimate anyone, and
Wow.
especially not in the UFC. The people are there for a reason. So
Right.
he I think he brings everything what MMA have to what you have to bring to MMA. Otherwise he wouldn't have been otherwise he wouldn't be in the UFC. So
Yeah.
I prepared for everything. I prepare for everything, and yes, and I expect it to be a challenge, of course.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there is no fun. There is no, you know. Otherwise, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be like how you say excited or
Right.
you know.
Yeah. The challenge is what makes it fun.
Of course, also
Yeah.
for the people, you think the people want to come and see, ah,
No.
this is a 100% fight. There
Yeah.
is nothing 100%, but
Yeah.
the people want to see like okay a real challenge, two
Yeah.
people who are on maybe on the same wave or however someone is a little bit better or not. He brings everything. He's good all rounded.
Yes.
He's a strong fighter, so a good challenge, and we prepared. We gave our best. This is all what we can do, and we go for it, inshallah.